In Fallout 3 in New Vegas, there was a weapon and armor degradation system, and it worked perfectly well. It was a first-class mechanic for both of those games. Advance a few years on, and we're into Fallout 4, and the weapon and armor degradation was completely eliminated from the game altogether. Fast forward to the present day with Fallout 76, and boy oh boy is there a problem with this mechanic as it currently functions. I just want to clarify before I get deep into this video, I'm not against the idea of degradation to weapons and armor in Fallout 76, but as you will see from what I'm about to show you, this system is so completely messed up, it needs fixing. I also want to say that I know Tia recently made a couple of videos about this topic, and he actually reached out to me and asked me to make a video with my own opinions on the problems with this system. I'm not copying his idea for a video. In case you don't know how the degradation system works in Fallout 76, let me give you a little bit of background information to help you understand just how flawed this system is. Your weapon condition degrades when your attack successfully hits an enemy or object which can be damaged, causing an estimated 0.25 to 1% loss in the weapon's durability per hit. What this means is that your weapons will degrade with each projectile that hits an enemy. This system sounds good on paper, however, when you put this into practice and then start looking into shotguns, weapons with the 2-shot legendary effect, weapons with the explosive legendary effect, and then naturally explosive weapons, the holes in this system are exposed. So let's take shotguns for example. You would expect that the condition of your weapon would be affected by the 0.25 to 1% loss of item condition with each successful hit on an enemy. However, this is not the case. Shotguns degrade so much faster because they fire 8 pellets, which means that if each of those pellets hits an enemy, then each of those pellets causes weapon degradation at the percentages stated above, which could mean that your shotgun can degrade 8 times faster. Now let's look at the 2-shot and the explosive weapons. Those degrade twice as fast. And I bet you're probably sitting there wondering why your explosive weapon breaks so quickly. Well, it's because of Fallout 76's system, the 2-shot effect and the explosive effect both break your weapon twice as fast. That's crazy, isn't it? Now you can start to understand how flawed this system is. Those players that are using TSE weapons, yeah, those are going to break 4 times faster than a non-legendary variant of exactly the same item. And you want to hear something completely crazy and mind-numbingly stupid? A TSE shotgun? Yeah, that thing's going to break 18 times faster if every pellet hits. I want you to remember as well that if you kill an enemy with an explosive weapon, whether that is a naturally explosive one like a missile launcher or a Fat Man, or one with the legendary explosive perk, if that blast radius also damages other enemies nearby, then your weapon will suffer further degradation because the projectiles affected more enemies. Remember as well guys that all the weapons with the Gorse effect like the Gorse rifle and every single Gorse weapon which was added with Wastelanders are also naturally explosive as well, so they too will degrade at twice the standard rate. So seeing as we just talked a little bit about Gorse rifles, let's talk about energy weapons, and in particular energy weapons with the beam splitter mod attached, which in turn will fire 5 projectiles. Well, I'm sure you can guess where this is going. Yeah, that's right, that laser rifle with the beam splitter mod attachment will degrade 5 times faster than a non-modified laser without the beam splitter mod. Oh, and if that laser rifle is explosive with the beam splitter mod, yeah, that thing's going to degrade 10 times faster. So now you know why your explosive laser breaks so quickly. Are you convinced that the weapon degradation system in Fallout 76 sucks? Well, you should be. And the problem is that this issue is inevitably only going to get worse as well before it gets any better, unless Bethesda realises the huge errors with this system. Some of the future weapons that are coming with Steel Dawn are inevitably going to be rendered useless because of how the degradation system currently functions. That Hellstorm missile launcher, which is a new weapon coming with Steel Dawn, it is a variation of the missile launcher which will function in exactly the same way as the existing missile launcher, and as I've already explained, that weapon is already pretty much unusable because of how quickly it breaks. Why does Bethesda have a habit of always just setting themselves up for failure? We all know how weapons are maintained in Fallout 76. You either have to repair them at a workbench or by using one of Bethesda's special repair kits. These repair kits were introduced into the Atomic Shop nearly 18 months ago, back in April 2019, and they got criticised for being a pay-to-win item. I don't believe they are pay to win, however, I do think they're now more important to players than ever before, and let me tell you why. Since the damage nerf that came with One Wasteland, weapons now do less damage than they've ever done before, and this has had a drastic effect on the weapon degradation system that Fallout 76 uses. Because everyone's weapons are now doing less damage, it means players are firing them more, which in turn means that degradation process is amplified. Couple all of this with now how hard it is for players to earn repair kits just from playing the game, given that those endgame bosses are now so much harder for players to kill. Bethesda was of course good enough though to add some repair kits into the legendary run as rewards, but given how fast players' weapons are breaking, this is not enough. Bethesda loves creating problems in this game and then expecting players to resolve them, either with the continuous grind for junk, or in this case, even by purchasing repair kits. You will be pleased to know though, however, that none of these issues I have discussed here are affected by any of the legendary perks like Exploding Palm or Fire-Flung Fireworks. Could you imagine how quickly your weapons would degrade with every proc of these explosive perks? I also want to make a quick point around the use of the Gunsmith perk and the Look at the Draw perk. These are pretty much useless as they only seem to just delay the inevitable breaking of your weapons by a small amount and at seemingly great cost to your build. If you want a more in-depth analysis of how those perks impact the degradation, go and watch Tia's video. So, how does Bethesda fix this? Well, it's pretty simple. Bethesda should just revert the system that Fallout 3 and New Vegas had, where weapons degraded with each pull of the trigger, and not the system we currently have, where the degradation of a user's weapon is calculated by the number of projectiles that hit an enemy and then multiplied if that weapon is explosive or has the two-shot effect, and so on. The current system sucks and it is inherently flawed. Please Bethesda, just fix it. If you want to watch another one of my Fallout 76 videos, you can watch this one on the screen right here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.